Finally, Lexus turns out a luxurious and useful three-row family SUV. In Lexus's SUV lineup, it used to be the larger the SUV, the truckier it drove, and the less useful its interior. Beyond the mid-size, car-based RX crossover, the GX and LX were the only ways to get a third-row seat and a Lexus badge. Excepting the RXL, a half-baked three-row RX you'd be forgiven for first learning about here. The RXL's utility as a three-row was equivalent to someone donning a baby carrier, sticking their kid in it, and deeming themselves a two-row SUV. The GX and LX aren't much better suited for school drop-offs or Costco runs. Both body-on-frame, properly four-wheel drive rigs are adapted from global Toyota 4x4S. Hulking though they are, their rugged frames, transfer cases, live rear axles, and big V8 engines leave only meager space inside for, people and stuff. The all-new three-row mid-size 2024 Lexus TX SUV solves these little bugaboos, finally offering buyers a practical step up from an RX and a Lexus alternative to the Acura MDX and Infiniti QX60. The new 2024 Lexus TX's boxy shell is adapted not from a burly 4x4, but from the car-based Toyota Grand Highlander, and also new this year much-needed large-scale upgrade from the regular Highlander and its too-tight third-row seat. With no separate frame or hardcore off-roading hardware eating up floor space and a transversely arranged powertrain in its snoot, the TX has a low floor, rear seats that fold flat to form a consistent load surface from tailgate to the front seats, and plenty of vertical cabin space in all three rows. The driving experience is likewise nothing like those of the GX or LX, even if the handsome styling borrows liberally from the LX's playbook, even with that new-look grille that's sort of not a grille on the nose. 3 flavors, same basic feel. Lexus offers the TX with 3 powertrain options, all of which, it should be noted, can tow up to 5,000 pounds. The expected volume seller is the Lexus TX 350, which uses a 275 HP turbocharged 2.4-liter i4 and an 8-speed automatic transmission with front or all-wheel drive. Next up is the TX 500 HF Sport Performance Hybrid, which combines the same turbo engine with an electric motor between it and a 6-speed automatic transmission. That combo powers the front wheels, though. A second electric motor independently powers the rear axle. Finally, lording over the lineup is the TX 550H Plus, a plug-in hybrid blending a 3.5-liter V6 and 2 electric motors via a planetary continuously variable automatic transmission on the front axle and a third electric motor spinning the rear wheels for a total of 404 GP. Each powertrain lends the 2024 Lexus TX a unique flavor, with the TX 350s tasting the most conventional. For more on the pricing, visit our deep dive here. Every Lexus TX drives with an unexpected firmness, and we're not restricting that descriptor to the ride quality. The TX 550H Plus's suspension is also non-adjustable and rides similarly. The TX 500 HF Sport Performance, however, is almost too firm. Its adaptive dampers also don't manage rebound action as well as the other TX's fixed units. The TX 500H owes most of its handling improvements to its 22-inch wheels wrapped in Continental tires, the same tires available with different 22-inch wheels on the TX 350 and TX 550H Plus, as well as the rear wheel steering function. If this hardware sounds familiar, it's because the smaller RX 500 HF Sport Performance crossover also has it. Yet every TX steers with accuracy and enjoys good brake pedal response, with a firm action. Again, the everyday TX 350 feels the most cohesive, even if its 275 HP engine is merely acceptable in a vehicle this size. The better news is that every TX is notably quiet going down the road. Even on Texas's rough, aggregate-style road surfaces and pressed concrete freeways, tire noise is virtually non-existent. It might not out-athlete an MDX, the sportiest among the front-wheel drive-based luxury SUVs out there, but it's definitely polished and better rounded. What about that plug-in? For ultimate smoothness, spring for the yet-to-be-priced but sure-to-be expensive TX 550H Plus plug-in hybrid, which follows the other TXs to market next year. Regardless of where the power comes from, it's blended like a smoothie in Toyota's tried-and-true planetary transmission, which works like a differential, taking inputs from the gas V6, a starter generator, and a drive motor, and combining them any which way. Yes, the TX 550H Plus has 404 GP, but it feels about as quick as the 366 HP TX 500H hybrid. That's what the extra mass of the larger battery, a V6, and the rest of that more complex hybrid setup will do to acceleration. Utility? It's got some in a happy twist. The 2024 Lexus TX is quite practical, not always a guarantee in the luxury variants of mainstream SUVs. In this case, the TX is spun off Toyota's Grand Highlander. The Acura MDX is a Honda Pilot in nicer duds, and the Infiniti QX60 is a Nissan Pathfinder similarly spruced up. We only wish the rearmost cushion height was a little higher off the floor. No such reservations attach themselves to the second-row chairs, which are perched nice and high and offer lots of legroom ahead, even without sliding the cushions to their farthest rearward positions. Unusually for a three-row in this class, there's decent cargo space even with the third-row seats raised, 20.2 cubic feet, and Lexus claims 7 carry-on roller suitcases can fit. And folding the third row expands that to 57.4 cubic feet. Fold the second row seats too, and you get a massive 97 cubic feet of space. These are full-size SUV numbers more in line with a regular-length Cadillac Escalade than, say, the Infiniti QX60, whose cargo numbers are 14.5 cubic feet with the third row up, 41.6 with it lowered, and 75.4 with both rear rows flattened. Those figures in the MDX are 16, 339, 171, 4 cubic feet. Flexibility is built in too, with a removable rear seat center console on 6-seater models. Lexus even includes a neat black bag in the trunk for storing it, though it looks like a kidnapping hood, and reconfigurable cup holders that can pop out and be rearranged in both that console and the front center console. So it's a successful three-row now what? Some will bemoan the 2024 Lexus TX's obvious mechanical associations with the less expensive, just as well executed Toyota Grand Highlander. That SUV is indeed an excellent entrant in the competitive mid-size three-row SUV class, but it's also beside the point. The Lexus model not only feels well differentiated inside and out, but it also exists to serve customers who wouldn't be caught dead in a Toyota, or who already own a Lexus, likely an RX, and want or need to upgrade to something bigger to accommodate a growing family. Its price is on the high side compared to the QX60 and MDX, but the Lexus also is notably larger, while offering the same car-based ride and handling benefits. The TX 350 is the obvious sweet spot in the lineup, given it can be equipped with 7 seats and all the luxury goodies you could want. We're not sure who the TX 500HF Sport Performance Hybrid might be for. It's sportier than the other TXs, but as with the smaller RX 500HF Sport Performance Hybrid, is Lexus really the expected destination for shoppers looking for a performance-tuned family SUV? And are there customers looking for a hot-to-trot three-row with the interior functionality of a minivan? The TX 550H Plus's lack of sporting pretense pulls it ahead of the TX 500AH in our books, as it delivers similar quickness, but with the TX 350's less flinty ride and available 7-seat configuration, plus usable electric-only driving range. Crowded powertrain lineup aside, the TX is the first Lexus SUV you'll want to buy for its third row. Lexus could have cleared that low bar by building virtually anything not based on a truck platform and calling it a day. But instead, it turned out a thoughtfully designed, quiet, and roomy hauler, blending a luxury badge with mainstream practicality better than anything else in the segment.